Hey, welcome back to the table as we continue our butt whipping, where we're the ones receiving it. Here's the Russian turn. So the C3 will take precedence, and the other one has the event delay, or command delay. So the auxiliary card is being shuffled back in. So it's the first card's army. It's going to be those purple guys again. And they may try to get those reinforcements. They now have 2 reinforcements they can bring in. And so that's going to change things. Just to remind you, it's these guys. They don't have an auxiliary card, but there's 2 units in the reserve for them. They're trying to get here, so this unit is going to want to attack, and then this unit is going to want to do the same. So take VP hex not happening. The one that's within 4 spaces, right? The VP within 4 spaces is their goal. So this one, for example, would move here for 2, but then it's going to cost them 1 to cross the river, and then 1 because it's broken, so it's going to be 2 more. So 2 and 2 is 4. So they're able to get into that space. Now, in doing so, these reserve tokens, when they come out, this one can actually fit here, no problem, because this one can trace back through supply. And then this one can actually go here, no problem, because now that he's there, or for movement purposes, they can move this way and then in. So they're basically able to surround the city and attack us with everything they got. And so the city itself only has 4 strength because we were stupid and took 2 hits. They're gonna have 4, 6, 8, 10. So it's 10 to 4, good buddy. So it's only going to be 2 to 1. It's still not perfect for them, but 2 to 1 is going to require them to do their check. So let's pull the camera back and let's do the check. And it's going to be actually worse than 2 to 1 because our 4 becomes a 5, a 6. Yeah, it becomes a 6. So 10 to 6, it's still over 1 to 1. So we would still do this check down here. So the command value of the card is 3. So they have a 3. Remember, we've got to get to 7. The situational strength ratio is not 2 to 1. The artillery barrage is in effect. So that becomes a 4. They are in support, so that becomes a 5. Do they have armor? They do not. And no, their attacking units are not surrounded. Defender will be surrounded and unable to trace supply. That is correct. Or we're surrounded, but we can trace supply because we have a unit next to us. So that's not. So what did we say? That was 3, 4, 5. The target VP is greater than or equal to 2. So that's 6. There is no combat auxiliary. Oh my gosh, they're not going to be able to attack. It's still not happening, is it? 3, 4, 5. Six. Right here. All combat tactics on auxiliary card apply to attack. They needed 1 more and they don't have it. So they're not attacking. That means those 2 units I just placed, they stay in the reserves. That's really impressive. And it's because the command card was too low. If that command card was a 4 or anything other than a 3, then these guys would have come out. The fact that we damaged these guys and they were reduced to a 2, that made a difference as well. Very interesting. I was not expecting that to happen. So they do move in though. and they are at least adjacent to us. And yeah, they're turn-ins. So they're done. Okay, so that does bring them to the end of their turn. They didn't draw a card because they never determined that they were actually going to attack. So we got a little bit lucky there. So then the question is can we use our blue units to push them back again? Because we don't want them attacking up there. So that is something that we could try to do. Our white units, we only have one white unit on, well, we have two white units on the board. One is out of supply, so we're in trouble. We can activate our orange units, which we were talking about before that we could do. That is still an option. There's a couple of things we can do. We can try to break one of these surrounded units out or take that 1 VP town back, which would be nice to be able to do. So this town has a strength 4. We'd be able to do a 6. A 6 to a 4 is not that strong. Now these units up here took the damage, and if I attack with them again, I'm risking getting destroyed. So these units are just not strong in general. If I could get them all together, they could be, but right now they're scattered a bit. The other thing I can do is activate the purples. Now the purples, it's a two-pronged thing. The first thing is we want to break this out and get this unit eliminated. So we would go up, take him down, and then we got that open, and then we can maybe even go support over here. Taking out those with our purple units could happen. Or maybe I just wait and let that guy march towards me. I don't know what's the right choice here. I think the right choice is to use the blue units to punch these guys back, because with a different command card they would get to attack, and that could lead to disastrous results. So let's do that. I'm gonna do the blue, and we're going to attack. Everything we got against this 2-strength unit, and so minimum is 1, and then it becomes 2, 3. That's 4 chits so far. I'm not going to play any stuff. They're going to draw their card, and they get combat engineers, which that is going to help them. How though? I can't remember. Place an IP marker on the defending units. So they're going to be able to cancel a hit, basically. So we're at 3, 7, 9 to 2. So that's what, 4 to 1 odds at 9 to 2. And then they have an IP marker on them, which stinks. So 1, 2, 3, 4 chits is all we're getting. That's not a lot. Oh, I got to put everything back in. Let's shake it up. So 4 units, or 4 chits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, city or attack, not supported, not happening. It's not clear either. They're on broken terrain. So that doesn't apply. It is greater than or equal to 4 to 1. Undispersed, city, town, or woods. Only the defender has armor. We have armor. We have armor. So there we go. We did 2 hits on him. The first hit gets canceled, which sort of stinks because the 2 hits would have been nicer, but we did pop him back. And so with that being done, I am going to move my units, all of them, forward into 1 stack. So now we're going to have a mega stack there, and I'm going to prevent them from moving in again to do that tack like they did before. So then maybe in the future we can take this guy out because he's isolated right now a bit. But that was the best I could do. We're at least holding a little bit strong there. Then we draw our card. we got a yellow. Okay, so now it's their turn. So we're drawing 2 cards. We have the C4. The C1 is going to be Tank Brigade support. This one is the Verona's front. And on turn 2 and 3, activate all units in the 3T army plus stacked units. That's just basically anybody who's stacked with them. It gets activated with them. So this is the spearhead unit. So we may or may not have attacks with this one. But let's go ahead and see what they're going to do. So starting at the top here, they're approximate, meaning that they can move to their objective. So this objective is going to move again. So we got to roll the die. I rolled a 2, and Volky with a 2 is now going to move to Poltava. And this is the third and final objective for them. And Poltava is right here. So the objective is going to move down the road to there. Okay, so with that being said, they're going to start off with, can they take a VP Hex? And it depends. This one can, for sure. He's actually got 2 choices. So enter empty Germantown City. It needs to be their front. This is both of theirs targets. It doesn't say. So then we got to just look at the other ones, because like there's another one back here. For example, he can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can make it to this one. So we would do it that way. So he makes it to this one. They score a point. They're up to 9 now. This one can go 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not enough to get here, but he can go 6 spaces, or actually go 4 spaces to there. Gets another victory point. So now they're up to 10. And we had another VP over here on the left, just off the camera. But now we got these units way in the back. So like, what are they going to do? Well, to be honest, this is available. So the lowest number one, because it is lowest number, right? Yep. No, it's highest number one goes first. So we got 17, 9, 24, 4. We would do the 24. So he's going to move 1, 2, and take that victory point. So now they're up to 11. Okay, next, open supply line. They are spearhead units, so we're skipping 4 through 9. They're going to follow the movement arrows. So this would be 1, 2, 3, Jesus Louises, 4. They're going to end their turn right in the town there. So now it's impossible to take that because now they're 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 strength. Come on. These ones would go 1, 2, 3. They can't move because we're in the way. This one is interesting. They would go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because they move 6 spaces. So they just would have gone that way. Since they can't go this way, they would go on their secondary route, which is here for 1, here for 2, nope, here for 2, 3, 4. This one drops off. 5, 6, 7. There's no room for him there. He can't move his full units, but the next one is to move as close as he can to the objective. So he would just go 7 to there. So they are moving. Are they going to attack? That's the next great question. There's only one spot where they can do it. And because we're split up, they can attack this unit here. So they have 7 to 4. And they have the tank brigade, which means that they're going to cancel the armor advantage we have. 7 to 4 is still 1 to 1. So but their command card is a value of 4. So remember, that's a big determination of whether or not they're going to be able to attack. So their command is a value of 4. Let me back this up. They're not 2 to 1 because it's 7 to 4. They don't have the barrage bonus. They are in support, so that becomes 5. They're not the only ones with armor. The attacking units are surrounded, so that becomes 6. And they do have an auxiliary card, so that's 7. So they are going to attack. So they're going to draw 2 because of our pips, and then 3, 4, and then their tank brigade makes it 5, and then they're going to draw a card here, and they get partisans for 6. So partisans, when you're attacking, so unless it's in a city, town, or woods, it doesn't apply. So we won't count that one. So 2 pips, 3, 4, and then 5 for the combat objective or tactic, but not 6. The partisans are not going to count. So 5 chits are coming out. I have to put these chits back in the bag again because we drew the dark one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, drop one of you. 5. Okay. Are they less than 3 to 1? Yes, they are, because it's not even 2 to 1. Defender, or yeah, that's definitely not happening. So this one happens. Defender dispersed, unsupplied, or not supported. None of those apply. Is there a defender adjacent? There is not, because we decided to be cute and surrounded them. We should probably make sure we're adjacent when we do this stuff. Dispersed, unsupplied, attacker command 4 or 5. That is true, and that stinks. That's 2 hits on us, and it negates theirs. Only the defender's armor. That's not true. Or the attacker. Are they less than 4 to 1? They are, so there's their hit. So they take 1 hit, and we take 2. The good news for us is we get to retreat. The bad news is there's nowhere to retreat to. We are in enemy zone of control everywhere. So the retreat is going to destroy us. Oh, come on. Even when I think I'm doing something right, I don't. So the best retreat I can offer is to go this way, which then causes me to take a step loss and then 1 more there, and then I become disrupted. That's the best I can do to keep him alive. If I go any other direction, I'm getting slaughtered. So I basically have to retreat sideways. But they take a damage. So it would be the highest numbered unit, which would be this one. So that one gets flipped as well. So they do take 1 loss. I don't know if that was worth it, but it's not like I had a choice. So their turn is over. And now they scored a lot of points on that turn, and now it's to us. I was going to activate the yellow units. And now I don't see the point. Losing Kharkov was not a fun proposition. So some of what's going through my mind is, since the spearhead units are trying so hard to go this way, I want all my units to go that way. Like, let's just, who cares? Let them take whatever they're going to take. I'm going to go back and take the areas that they left behind. And in fact, these guys are going to leave Kharkov soon enough to move to whatever new, shiny thing they want to go take. So there's a part of me that's leaning towards, let's do that. The other thing is that these units might be tough enough to hold this objective pretty well, because those guys are pretty weak over there. They're not that strong. So I may just activate the yellow anyways. Or I'm thinking, let's activate the orange while the iron is hot. Which is the right path? The moment that 69 gets activated, that white unit is going to be toast. So I think I can hold Belgorod against them, is what I'm trying to say. The problem is I have so many things I want to do with all these units, and I only get to do one of them. But I'm going to go ahead and activate yellow, because I want to save them. So I'm going to put this, that's a primary, so it goes in a primary discard. The disruption marker gets removed on this one. For these ones, we can move 6 spaces. So I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to park right on the objective. So these guys are going to have a really tough time attacking me there. So that's what I'm going to do. This one, of course, I would like to activate at some point again, but right now he's alone and not in good shape. So we're going to now draw a card. And we got the blue ones again, which is an excellent one to draw, so I'm happy with that. But we just gotta hope we get through these Soviet turns without them doing too much damage. So mobile group pop-off is going to activate. And then this one, you can see, is command delay. So they're gonna lose their auxiliary support. I don't think they care. Pop-off is about able to do whatever they want right now. They can pretty much go and do anything they want. So, first thing they are always going to do is what? take a VP point, right? So they want to go after a hex. So, a victory hex. That's the first step. So let's look at the pop-off units. It's going to be descending order. So we got a 22 here, a 19 and a 17. So let's start with the 22. He can move 6 spaces. There are no VP hexes within 6 spaces that he can take. There's one way down here to the left, but remember, they're going to try to take their own VP hexes. So actually, there is one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the objective. So that means they met the objective. So before he takes his turn, we got to move the objective somewhere else. So this was Lozovaya, and now it's going to go to, I rolled a 5, Dnipropetrovsk, whatever that is. So it's going down to here. So that's their new objective. But back to the point, though. This guy can move 6, and he will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's going to take a victory point. So now they're up to 12. Okay, so next is going down the numbers. We get to 19 over here. There's actually nobody else can take a victory point. So we got to move on to the next method. Next method is to be near the objective. They're not going to be able to do that. They're all really far away. Yep, they're all very, very far away. So that doesn't work. Opening supply lines, not a problem. They all have supply. There are spearheads. So we're going to skip methods 4 through 9. Now they're going to just follow the movement arrows. So these guys here would go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right down the movement arrows, just fine. Then we get to 18 here, and you can see the V is for the Verones, and then this is the southwest front. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this guy can move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this one can move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's really close to getting to the objective, that particular one. And that's everybody. So basically they did a bunch of moves. They're not even anywhere close to our units. I'm sorry, there's one more unit. It's hiding underneath here. This one can move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You just follow the main trail. And that's what they're doing. It's just a big gravy train for them. So they're way past us and doing whatever the blazes they want. So we're going to go ahead and end their turn gladly. And that does at least burn another one of their cards. So now we get to go again. So we got blue, we got white. I'm not worried about white at the moment. But the blue I think we can do something with. The purple we can definitely do something. And then of course the orange we've been contemplating. But I'm going to do the blue right away, because I want to strike while the iron's hot. We have a stack of 3. I can attack across the river, which means that they cancel a hit. But instead I'm going to attack the 2 that's next to us. I want to get rid of those. So it is a 1 hex attack, and I am concerned about that. But our strength is 2, 5, 9 to 2. So we're definitely 4 to 1 against them. And they do draw a card. So Partisans is happening. They're in the woods. So Partisans, I'm pretty sure, is going to block a hit. Yeah, they're going to reduce the Soviet hits by 1 if they're in the woods. And then, of course, it gets reused, which makes it even worse. You want one of those cards where the card gets burned, because we want their turn to end. But that's okay. So now they're going to cancel a hit. That makes things a lot worse. They have 2 pips. So they're going to... So it's 2, 3, 4, 5 is the chit draw. They're not surrounded. And they're not out of ammo or anything like that. So we're going to draw 2 minimum. And then we could go up to 5. Here's the 2. All right, large attack. I gotta look that up. I think it's when the Soviets draw 7 or we draw 6, and we're gonna draw 5. So it's not a large attack. Are we greater than 5 to 1? We said that it was 9 to 2. So 2, that's 4 to 1. So this does not apply. And this does not apply. Oh my gosh. So sure, let's draw 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Combat Engineer does not apply. Dispersed and unsupplied, nothing. We're at 4 to 1, so there's a hit, but that's going to be absorbed. Defender Artillery or Attacker Artillery. So we did do 1 hit, but it got blocked by the Partisans, so absolutely nothing happened. Oh, okay. We draw the last card of our deck, and we got another orange. So we got several oranges now, and they're going to get to go and do whatever damage they're going to do. So it's going to be the 40th Army. So I think we predicted that pretty well. And then of course the support one is the intelligence. Let's put this card back in. So, but it is command delay. So that's going to get shuffled in. They don't get this one. Intelligence is a bit of a nasty one. I don't really care for it. Their combat tactics have saved their bacon so many times. And then we're not really using combat tactics because we're just so lean on cards. It's yeah, it's really convoluted. Okay, so they get to go. It's the 40th Army. Now the 40th Army is the black banner units, these 3, and this is their goal. This is the 40th Army objective. It is not the 69th Army objective. They just happen to be moving this way. So when we get to what are they going to do, First thing they're going to do is take a VP hex. Can't do that. Can they go adjacent to a German VP hex and near objective? Of course they can. This is their objective. Can they get next to the VP hex? And the answer is sort of. So this is in ascending order. So the lowest number would go first. They would go 1, 2, 3. That puts them adjacent, but they can't move there because of the zone of control. So 1, 2, this would be 3, 4. They wouldn't make it. This is the only one that can do it. So this is, actually, they can't even move through here because these are forests. So they can go 1, 2, 3, 4. This one can do it. He can get adjacent to the VP hex. The other ones cannot. It's too much movement. So next is open supply line, not an issue. Can they cause surround? No. To the Soviet VP hex, that's only if we're in range of taking one. Nope. Can they get adjacent to a German VP hex? That's this thing, which we already determined is no. There's no logistics hex. Can they get adjacent to a German unit? And I think that one's yes. So they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. And this one can go 1, 2. This one can't. 4 spaces is too far away. So then, can they relieve a garrison? Nope, they're going to follow their movement arrows. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is the movement arrows. Okay, so then starting with the lowest number, they're going to try to decide, okay, can I attack? This is 4, 7 to 2. That's 3 to 1 odds, and the answer is yes. They would attack. So with 3 to 1, they're going to attack. We're going to draw a card for them, and they got assault coordination, which means that if there's anybody next to them, it would get added. And then, of course, it's getting reshuffled back in because it's a reuse card. There's nobody next to the white Russian unit or white German unit that's being attacked. So, so that can't do anything. So it's, we got 1 pip, and then they have 2, 3. So it's 3 chits, and there is, there's no combat tactic helping them. So this is a 3 chit draw. So hopefully the 3 will not be enough to destroy us. So here we go. Here's 1, 2, 3. So the first one, it's 7 to 2. That's 3 to 1. So that doesn't work. Is it greater than 2 to 1? Yes. So we're going to say yes to that one. IP crossfire. We don't have. If we had an improvement, that would have been awesome, but we don't. Neither of those are true. And neither of those, that's not true. And we're not in woods or broken, so neither of those are true. So we both take a hit. But the good news for us is we can just retreat. And this is a 3 pip guy, and that's also a 3 pip guy. So we can't retreat into that space, but we'll retreat across the river just fine. And they're going to take a hit. So it's going to be the one with the highest number. So it'll be that one. And so they paid a price, and we're very happy to make them pay that price. So the good news is that's the ending of their turn. So now we get to sneak in another round of something. So I have 2 orange cards, and I'm thinking, because we're down to the last set of cards, if I activate orange now, I'll be able to activate them again 2 impulses later. So let's do that. There's activate all units and activate all units. We get to do that either way. So let's activate all units. Aha. So we're going to do the primary card. Now, what do we do, though, is the question. Now, I had this temptation to try to come down and, you know, mess with the fact that they're basically just running rampant across the Ukraine here. But I'm going to go back to my strategy of if they're going this way, you know, basically if everybody's selling in the stock market, we're going to buy. So that's what we're going to do. Now this here, there's 6 strength on this unit. And we're going to give up this because we're going to leave. And I'm going to go, I would love to take this 4 strength unit, but it's too strong. So, but we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6 like that. So we're not gonna attack from 1 hex. We're gonna go ahead and attack this unit and try to get these guys out of the supply. Now, one of the things we could have done is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We actually want to do that because this guy is now going to be in supply, because he can use, even if we don't win anything here, as long as this guy remains here, I can trace supply out. But here's the thing, that is actually blocking supply because we don't have a road that goes to supply. Oh, you jerks. You jerks. And then these guys are too strong. Look at them, they're 6 strong, and this guy's only a 2. As much as I want to help these guys, it's not going to work. They're still out of supply. There's no road that they can trace to. Well, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They can trace to this road, which does go to supply. That will work. So we're going to go back. Let's go back. We don't need to take this. As long as this road stays open, we're good. So I have to hold this spot, which is not an easy thing to say. And then here we have 2 to 1 as well. Do I dare risk it and attack this thing, which has been very stubborn so far? I don't know. But let's go ahead and attack this other one first. So we're at 6. And they're at 3. That's only 2 to 1, folks. 2, 3, 4. 2 is the minimum and 4 is the maximum. And they're going to get to draw a combat card. Let's try it. Reinforced battle. So this means somebody would move to reinforce them. But they would not. We're going to have to look at what they won't do, because somebody would have to leave surround or leave a victory point hex to be able to do that. I don't know if they would. So let's find out. Okay, so first thing that it says, we're looking here. It has to be in the same front, which means it has to be southwestern front. I can't use, for example, these yellow units. It has to be an orange, a fellow orangeman. A unit and did not move or attack during the current activation and is not adjacent to an active German unit. The movement restrictions apply to reinforcing units. Does not apply if no Soviets are eligible to reinforce. The unit stack moves adjacent to the hex under attack if not already there and may split up. Obey stacking limits. If more than one stack can reach, prefer the stack that will cause surround or the greatest strength. Well, here we go. Soviet defense is what we're doing. The unit stack moves into the defending unit's hex. Obey stacking limits. If more than one stack can reach the combat, choose the stack with the lowest numbered unit. All right, so this is where it's weird. It's saying, yeah, move and reinforce them. This one can't make it. 1, 2, 3, 4 is not enough. This one can. 1, 2, 3, 4. But then this unit would no longer be surrounded. That's what I'm getting at. Is do they really... but reinforced battle is exactly that. You're reinforcing a battle. But do you actually lose surround to do it? Because that's one of the cardinal rules of, hey, you're not allowed to move if you're going to give up surround. And I'm looking it up real quick. Restrictions to Soviet moves. Do not cause non-isolated German units to become unsurrounded. It's what it says. But that's specific for movement. I mean, technically this is a movement, right? Because we're going to move to reinforce. So I would say that no one's around to reinforce them, because they're not going to give up what they're accomplishing in order to help someone else. They just can't. It's too much going on. So I think we're good there. So it's going to be 2 chits minimum and then 4 maximum. And that's our situation. Let's do the 2 minimum. 1, 2. Is it dispersed or unsupplied? No. Is the attacker command 5? Gosh, no, we're a 3. So that doesn't happen. Dispersed, unsupplied. Is it a city, town, or woods? It's none of that. So neither of those apply. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 more. Are we at 4 to 1? We're at 6 to 3. We're 2 to 1. Are we less than 3 to 1? Oh my gosh, we're taking hits. Only defender has armor. Nope, we have armor. So we do a hit and we take a hit. That stinks. So I guess I'm going to take the hit with this one. I have to, actually. It's always the one with the most pips. That this one is going to retreat, so they have to go this way, and I am going to move in to take it, to take that spot. And in fact, I'm going to stack up. So I'm going to move in and stack up. So I'm going to take it with both of them. And they just retreat because they took 1 hit, and that's all they have to do. They don't lose any steps. So this guy is still low supply, but he's going to now get supply because, again, we can trace through this road, at least for now. The Russians aren't done screwing with us. So we at least got 1 person rescued. I'm at least glad for that. I don't know. The Orange Third Army is currently very weak. So let's draw 2 cards. This one's going to take priority, so the 3rd Tank Army is going to activate, and then the other one has command delay. So auxiliary unit is going to go back into shuffle. Man, we're only on game turn 2. This is taking forever. And it feels brutal because like we're losing so many points. And I think maybe that's the feel that they wanted for this game. And then we're going to somehow do a comeback victory, right? Or comeback fight later. And I think that might be thematic, right? Because the Germans sort of like, they did that with Ardennes too. You know, the Battle of the Bulge was this offensive right when nobody thought that they were capable of one. And they did actually gain ground for a while until the Americans beat them back. And maybe that's what's happening here is the Germans are getting beaten. And then all of a sudden, boom, this offensive happens. It's just that that offensive doesn't happen until those, see those giant stacks in the middle of game turn 4 and 5? That's the offensive. And I can't try to be offensive before then. So we're just activating all units. There's nothing really to see here. The first thing they always want to do is take a VP hex, which is possible because we got a guy here. He can move 6 spaces. So is there a VP hex that's 6 spaces away? This one's way down here, but it's a swamp. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can't even get there. So maybe not that one. I don't see anything that they can take. There's this guy over here who can go 1, 2, 3. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can't quite get there in 6 moves. The river's a problem. So 1, 2, 3, that would be 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he still can't get there. These guys way over here, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 doesn't get them to a VP. And besides, these VPs aren't even ones that they're interested in. Oh no, they are the ones that they're interested in. They're not interested in going that way. So I don't think any of those matter. So then we're going to go to where is their objective is down here. That doesn't help them. Open supply line, not a problem. They're going to follow their move arrows. That's what they're going to do. So this one will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it'll be 1 space away from the objective. So the next time they activate, the objective will be completed. These ones, they both move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when you see the here, there's always one labeled V and one's labeled S. So you can see that that one's a V for the Veronas, and then S for the Southwest. The S, of course, being the orange guys. So this one can move 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he'll have to go the secondary route for 7. And then we got these 2 units in Kharkov. They're going to leave Kharkov. So they will go 1, 2, 3, 4, because crossing the river, nope, doesn't cost them anything. 3, 4. These spearhead units don't stay to hold a VP hex, so they could completely abandon Kharkov. Oh, we got this unit up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. They don't care if we can take these. And so here we are, we could potentially come back and take some VP points and get some supply routes potentially opened again. So that's at least something good. So they are done with their turn. Now we gotta do our turn. We only have 3 cards left. We can't activate orange, so we can do purple or white. If I do white, I can go take one of those VP points back. Because I can say activate any one unit with this guy. I can activate that yellow unit that's damaged and go up and take a VP, which doesn't do too much because Kharkov is still blocking things for me. I think if I wait, Kharkov might open up, so I'm gonna wait. Let's do the purple one. We're gonna activate all of our purple units. And I gotta do something juicy here. So we already freed these guys up. So I wanna go trash this thing so we can get to that victory point hex up there. Otherwise, for 6 movement points, 1, 2, 3, 4, we could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can actually take victory points ourselves. But I think I want to get him because I want to clear up this road. And because this guy needs the road to do their supply. And then we're going to go all the way up to here, and then it becomes an issue again. So that's the problem, is I'm going to lose supply with these guys over here, and then I'm going to lose the game. Because those guys are too strong, and we're going to lose supply. Crap, 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 crap. That is exactly what's going to happen. Those yellow units in Belgorod are going to run out of supply. The other thing is do I take Kharkov? I have 7 strength to 4. That's not going to take Kharkov. It's not going to take it at all. Well, let's stick to our original plan. We're going to move 1 or 1, 2, like that. We're going to attack this unit. 7 to 2. That's 3 to 1. They're going to draw their tactic. Assault coordination doesn't help them. That's getting shuffled back in because it's a reuse card. They are getting low, but they're not low enough. It's going to be 2 minimum, and then 3, 4, 5 for the max. The chits go back in the bag. They're just sitting on a clear space. Here's the 2 minimum. So we said we're at 7 to 2, so that's 3 to 1. Doesn't apply. Doesn't apply. So there's our 2, and then we got 3 more we can do. Here we go. Greater than 4 to 1, 6 to 1, nope. greater than 1.5 to 1. Yep. We are the only armor. So that. So here, they're going to take 2 hits, which is basically retreat, retreat, and then we take a hit. So that hurts for us. So they're going to retreat. I would say retreat, and then they get dispersed. And I'm actually going to, I think I just said this, but I don't want to hit my 3-pip unit because I'll never get it back. And I'm pouting right now. I don't want to hit my 3-pip unit. So let's look at this. Attacker hit. Satisfy first hit as step loss. German step loss. To unit of your choice. However, first step loss must be 3-step unit or armor unit, if any. First loss must be the 3-step unit or an armor unit. So I have to do the 3-step unit. That hurts so much. All right, his strength is now reduced to 3, and we are going to take advantage and do a double move in. So we're next to that dispersed unit, but I don't think there's much we can do now. We can attack a dispersed unit, and they still get to retreat one more time before they take damage, and then we get to absorb a hit. So the first hit on us gets ignored if they're dispersed. But beyond that, not much else changes. But we did move 2 spaces up, and from that perspective, it's what I wanted to do. I wanted to put pressure on the VP up there, and I don't know. I have no idea if I'm succeeding at it. I do think I at least did a little bit. All right, so let's go back here. Draw 2 cards. And we got the C2, which is the 69th Army. And this one has command delay. So it's going to get shuffled back in. The cards are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards before we shuffle this one back in. So now there's 8. So there's still a lot of cards in here. So the command delays are going to still get shuffled in. So the 69 unit activates all units, and that's it. They won't have any auxiliary support. So first thing they're going to try to do is take a VP. They can't. The second thing is that this dispersed unit is going to remove its disperse, but that's all it does. Third thing. Can they get adjacent to a German VP hex and near their objective? Their objective is all the way down at the bottom of the map. It is not this one. This is not their objective. So, no. Can they open a supply line? No. Can they cause surround? No. Can they go to a Soviet VP hex? They can, but they will only do it if we can get there. So, because of the zone of control, we would have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can't get there. Adjacent to German VP hex. They could try to do that. Actually, they can. Well, this one can't move, but 10, 12, 13. It's in increasing order. So this one would go 1, 2, 3, and it's adjacent. And then adjacent, and then adjacent, and adjacent. So there you go. They're all adjacent to the VP hex. So now, are they going to attack? 3, 6, 9, 12 to 10. So they're slightly better than 1-on-1. Their command card has a value of 2, and so we got to do that thing where they got to get up to 7 points. So here we go. They're at 2 points right now. They don't have 2-to-1 ratio. The artillery barrage does not apply. They're in support, so that becomes 3. They're not the only ones with armor. They're not surrounded. We're not surrounded. The VP is 2, so that becomes 4. There's no auxiliary card, and there's not less. Yeah, there's no attack happening. They're going to just build up. The problem is once we're out of supply, there's some really nasty chits that we've been ignoring because we're in supply. But man, oh man, they hurt. When you're out of supply, you take a lot of damage. Okay, their turn's over. That's all they do is move up and stop. We get to go now, and we can activate their orange units again, or we can do the white card. Let's look at this. So those are our orange units. They're holding on by a thinnest of margins. We can't take that VP hex because that their orange unit over here is preventing us from moving up 1, and we can't like move out around because the this other unit over there is preventing us. And I don't think I can help the out of ammo white one. Ugh. I can move 6 spaces though, and I did break the surround. Do I dare to move away, which could possibly cause them to do surround again? How much strength do they have here? Yeah, it's down to 4. I don't know. I honestly don't know what to do. I'm torn. I really don't think I have any thing that I can do that's super tangible. So, for example, I'm gonna, no. I think I need to keep him in check. I feel like everybody's too strong. Like I can't attack anything. I would, more than anything, like to take out that one, but I just don't, the 2 victory point hex that they're sitting on, I don't want to take any more hits because then I'm going to lose units. Every orange unit has taken a beating, and I have an orange card. So then I can just activate any 1 unit, but what can 1 unit do that's going to be worthwhile? And you know what? I think I know what my answer is. I need to get my guys into supply. Because if I don't get them into supply, I'm going to be in trouble. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to activate 1 unit. And the 1 unit I'm going to activate is, I got to get out of Belgorod, because these guys are going to go out of supply, and these guys are going to just take some serious damage. These are big stacks here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And even though this is here, I can trace supply beyond it because there's no units blocking me. And I can get to one of these roads, and I have supply over here. I don't here. Because look, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I can get to that road, but this is not controlled by me. I got to get to this road here. So I'm like 1 space too far away. You know what? I don't need to do that. I could just go here. Take this, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do have supply. I'm not out of supply at all. Okay, let's do that. We just took a victory point away from them. They're down to 11. So that was my action. Now it's their turn. And the third tank army is going to activate. And then you can see command delay is on the other one. All right. Okay, they're shuffled. Okay, it's basically, they're just activating all units. And the only special one is this guy way up here. See, he's no longer in surround. So he can now move. He's no longer causing surround and he can't create surround. So he can move along here. So that would be 2, 3, 4. He's just moving 4 spaces. Towards his objectives. Down here, the objective is complete. So this goes away. They no longer have any objective. They made it to their last one. I'm pretty sure they did. Let me check. Yeah, they did. So here's what happens. It remains in the third objective hex until removed per 9.12. Okay, so it remains there until it's removed per 9.12. So what is 9.12, you might be asking? That is basically after turn 4, they stop doing objectives and they're going to start using these red squiggly lines, and they have to like stay within their operational limits, or they get little penalties, not the hugest of penalties, but it definitely, like, they can't get combat tactics, you know, things like that. So 9.12 is actually 9.1.2. It is not the number 12. It's really annoying. So 9.1.2 instead of, yeah, anyways. So over the course of the game, each front objective marker is placed in a sequence of 3 objectives. Once an objective marker for a given front is in its 3rd place, the objective placement tables are no longer used. A front's objective marker remains in the 3rd location hex until any of the following occurs. At the end of a Soviet activation in which a Soviet unit enters the 3rd location objective hex, remove the objective marker in that hex from play. And then on turn 7, remove the objective marker for a front. From the moment a front's objective marker is removed, the Soviet operational limit is in effect for that front and all units of that front. Use the methods in 9.22 when moving units in the front. Okay, so the moment they move here, which they're going to do, because it's numerical order, they're going to, and I want to show this to you, because this is important. This is the move active units we've been doing the whole game. So it's for turns 1 through 4 while units have an objective in play. So they're not going to have an objective in play as soon as we do the first move. So it's descending order, take a VP hex. So the units that are going to take a VP hex, as you can tell that all of them are down here. Number 8 here is going to be the one that does it because it'll activate first. So he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and he'll take this VP hex. So that's worth 2 victory points. So let's take care of that first. They're going to score, and now they're up to 13. Okay, this front objective is removed from the game. Now we got to determine how is everybody else going to move and take their turn. So normally, we did method 1, we would go to method 2, right? Adjacent to German VP hex and near objective. There is no objective, so that should be your first clue. So the reason I'm saying this is really important is we no longer use these methods for movement. We now are going to turn this over, and there's another methods for movement here. And it says it's for turn 5 or more, but that's not true. The moment that the objective marker is gone, we use these activation steps instead. So these are a new set of movement commands. So the first one is take VP hex. Oh, that sounds familiar. That's because it is. The next one is open supply line. So step 2 is no longer there. And I don't think there's anybody who needs to open a supply line. Step 3, and this is the important one, move to a Soviet VP hex targeted for active front that is empty, garrisoned, or occupied by only one step. And then it has to be at least 2 steps in Kharkov. To which a German unit is proximate or German supply is traceable. So they prefer an empty one or etc. And in infantry only, if unable to move via method 3A above, move to the VP hex occupied solely by Soviet armor. And so basically they're going to relieve the armor so the armor can leave. Infantry already in a VP hex stacked with only armor doesn't move at all. So they're going to try to basically hold the VP hexes. And it's in ascending order. So we start here at the bottom. This unit can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get back on the VP hex. So now they care about VP hexes all of a sudden. This unit, of course, wouldn't move at all. And then these two, they can't get to a VP hex, at least not easily. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, that one they can't get to. So then they would then do something else. So they're going to avoid surround. They're going to go adjacent to a German VP hex. So they just want to get adjacent to a German VP hex. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That works. So there's a German VP hex right here. But it's not their target. That's the other thing. It needs to be one of the ones that they're targeting. So those are this way. So they can't do that. So then they're going to move into and towards their operational limit. What is their operational limit? That is a great question. Glad you asked. Their operational limit is what's dictating whether we use this squiggly line or the one up there. And it is on here. I just got to find it because most of the game we haven't needed to use it. Oh my gosh, where is it? Oh, I know it's here somewhere. They even have a nice little chart. You're going to roll a die. It's based on, well, actually, you don't roll a die. It's based on the victory points that they have. If they have this number of victory points, you use this operational limit. If they have that many, you use the other one. Why can't I find it? Oh, here they are. If Soviet front objective is not in play, units of that front are subject to Soviet hex west south of operational limit is in use, outside not. So it says for turns 1 through 5, all hexes are in the limit. That's not true anymore because per the rules. So even though it says turns 1 through 5, it's technically not true because I guess I suck. On game turn 2, they already completed all 3 objectives because I stink at the game. So we're going to use the OL line if the VPs are greater than 21. Otherwise, they use the near line if it's less. So the near line is this line up here. So basically, they want to retreat and get back above that line if they can't occupy a VPX. So what this is saying from a movement perspective, so we can say Soviet forward support, right? That Soviet forward support, we can put this marker like right here to show it's this line. And then you can put the marker on the other side if you want, because they give you 2 markers. Okay. So they're going to move into or towards their operational limit. If beyond the operational limit, move to the hex closer. They're going to prefer a hex within and not on the map edge. And then they're going to go closest to hex and support with village for active front. Not stacked or adjacent to a Soviet unit. So they don't want to be stacked. So they want to move different ways. So anyways, here we go. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that got them inside the limit. Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They got them inside the limit, right? This one here, these two, need to get back in the limit because they can't take a VP hex. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And, you know, this one can take a VP hex. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're going to go back and guard Kharkov. This one, they have 2 pips there. So, yeah, they're good. So this one, what are they going to do? They're already in. So, oh, this one would go 1, 2, 3, 4, trying to, you know, basically get back to there. So that's it. I mean, in a nutshell, it's a bit of a cluster, and I'm pretty sure we didn't move this one yet. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, which is going to cause problems for supply here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 worked. Did I move him yet, or did I not? I can't remember. He would not do that, though. He would go 1, 2, 3, 4 and take a victory. That's what he would do. So he would take that one. And that scores him 1 more point for 14. This is actually a lot more difficult now that they don't have an objective anymore. So, and it does say they would follow their movement arrows, but they're going to stay inside their line. So, very interesting. I'm not sure how fun this is. I take my turn in 30 seconds, and it takes 40 minutes to do their turn. It's my biggest gripe with this game is my gripe with Ardennes, and I just don't see this fixing that. I know some people are really into this, and they're enjoying it. It just seems to me like, you know, when do I get to play? And to make matter worse, this is my last action. And look at their deck. I'm going to have to sift through multiple actions of them going, and then I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs. I don't know how that's fun for you guys. It boggles my mind. Because to me, it's just not fun. Am I not having fun playing this game? I mean, I am enjoying it. It's definitely a challenge. There's a good puzzle element to it. But is it worth the work that I'm putting in to make sure that I moved my units right and all that other stuff? No, it's not. I can play something else and get this same puzzly enjoyment without having to work so hard. I think that's my thing. And then if anything, I would rather play a PC game that's going to be this tough. Because then the PC controls the weather and calculates all the crap for me. And how's the AI going to move and all that stuff. So I still am very impressed with the system because it does seem to work. I mean, they broke through, the spearheads are working. Now they're turning around and encircling us. I mean, that stuff is, I'm not griping about that. It does seem to work. and it is brilliant in a lot of ways, and I can't imagine how many hours it took to design something like this. I'm not knocking it in any way. It's just my biggest gripe is I don't feel like I'm playing. I feel like I'm running a system, and then I get to play for 30 seconds, and then I'm running a system, and then I get to play for 30 seconds. And that's the part that bugs me. All right, well, we do our last action here. We can activate any one unit or activate all of the orange units. So I gotta figure out which one I'm gonna do. We're in big trouble in Little China here. Oh, yeah, we're gonna activate orange. Because look at what just happened. One, two, because it takes 2 to leave the zone of control. 3. So we just took a victory point back. So now they're down to 13. That's one thing that we can do. And then this guy here, I'm not sure I need to block them. As far as I'm concerned, go ahead and run to your objective. So if anything, I'm gonna just like move them away. So let's go like, for example, this is 1, 2 to leave the zone of control, 3, 4, to go that way. So I'm opening the door for them to run until their heart's content. And then, am I going to attack that one guy in the woods? And my answer is no. So now it's the Soviet hour, where we just sit here and watch the Soviets take turn after turn after turn, because I have no turns left. I really, really dislike this part of it. At least in Ardennes, I got control over when I hit my 10. I could spend 10 points this way or spend 10 points that way. This is just brutal. But here we go. So here's 2 cards. Oh, I drew 3. We're going to do the Southwest Front with command delay. Yay. Let's make it last longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Okay. On turns 1 through 3, they're going to activate all units in mobile group Pop-Off plus the stacked units. All right, so Pop-Off is going to go bunkers. Their objective is down here, and I don't see anything stopping them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has to stop because they were supposed to take objectives if they could. So there's 1. It goes up to 14. And then we got these 2 units over here that are going to split. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and they're going to take the secondary objective or secondary direction and go that way. 4. So if they ever activate again, then this is their 3rd objective, and then they will be under the operational limits doodad as well. And they're going to make it all the way across the Dnieper River before we could even deploy a single unit to protect it. I got to be doing something wrong, but I don't think I am. So let's draw 2 more cards. This is happening, the 40th Army. And, oh look, command delay, yeah. Okay, I'm looking at the discard pile. There's exactly 4 cards in the discard pile. So let me make sure, is it 4 or less, or is it less than 4? We're going to make sure. If this card is in the auxiliary card and there are 4 or more cards in the, then return it. So there were 4 cards, so we got to return it. And shuffle one more time. It's got to be down to 3 cards before we stop doing this. So basically the whole 40th Army is going to execute. They have not hit their objective yet. You can see them here. They need to get to this unit and they want to attack. One's already there. This is a stack limit. This is not a stack limit, so the lowest number will get there first, or no, it's the highest one gets there first. And then this unit needs to just find another way to get there. So we would do 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So they're gonna go that way. And that actually puts us out of supply. So that blows the biggest chunks you could ever imagine, because he was able to do that. And will they attack? 4, 7, 9 to 10. And the answer is no, they won't. But they did block our supply because I can no longer count through that zone of control. I think, yeah, because I retreated him to here, and then I need to move him to there, and then I can count supply through him. Now I got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm not on a road, so I can't, get back home. I am on this road, but it eventually breaks up there. So I'm going to be out of supply, and I'm going to lose all those units. That's not good. I should have not done that. Okay, next is a tie, but the first guards are going to go. And then these guys are going to provide air power. And there is no command. So we actually are going to burn through 2 cards here. Yeah. But this is the worst time because now the auxiliary is going to help them to do an attack. It is the purple dudes. The purple dudes. This guy's pinned. He can't do anything. But if this guy wants to attack, he wants to add 2. So to cross the donuts costs 2. No, 1. So this would be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I got to put all of them in 1 stack. So 2, 4. 2, 4 is 6, and 2 is 8 to 4. That's 2 to 1. So with 2 to 1, will they attack? Okay. We have 3 on the command card. We have 3 on the command card. Why can't I find this? Here we go. 3 on the command card. It's not 2 to 1, I don't think. Yeah, it is 2 to 1. So that becomes 5. The barrage does apply. 6, 7. We hit our 7. We don't even have to go through the rest. So there will be an attack. So those reserve units do come out, and we have no ability to help ourselves in any way, but we do draw a card. They have air power already, and then the fixed artillery doesn't do anything. So that's good. But we do get to discard the card, which is the good part of that. So how many chits are we drawing? Well, there's 2 for us, 2 for our pips, and then it's 3, 4, 5. So because they have 3 tokens. So that's 3, 4, 5. And then they get one more for their combat tactic for 6. So it's going to be 6 chits. I can move the camera up so you can at least see the battle. Here we go. Things could go our way here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, first one. They are at 2 to 1, yes, but they're not greater than 4. So this applies. This one, are they less than 2 to 1? Nope. Are they greater than 3 to 1? Nope. So that does not apply. We are in a city. Yep, so that applies. Not. Nope. It is not a flank attack. It is a 1 hex attack. And nope, nope. So we have a D-1, D-1, and then because we're in a city, we get another -1. So this thing is canceled 3 times over, and then they took a damage. And that's it. Now the one that's damaged is going to be the highest numbered 2-pip unit. This is an 11, that's 3, this is 10, so the 11 takes the damage. So they're stronger now in that spot, but they at least took some damage and got a little bit weaker. So that was a good outcome. It would have been nice to maybe get a couple more hits, but I'm not complaining at all about that. We are on our final 2 cards of the Russians. We have C3, which is the mobile group pop-off. And then they're going to get fixed artillery, which is probably not going to happen. So then we're going to get the 69th Army on top of it. So activate the group mobile pop-off. Well, first things first is they're going to take the objective. So they want to take an objective. So we got this one here. Can move 1, 2, 3, and then a marsh is 4 movement points. Holy cow, they cannot do that. That's way too difficult for them to get to. But this one here could move across the river for 2, 3, 4, and take this one for another victory point. So now they're up to 15. This one back here can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now they took their objective. That's a 3 victory point. Swing. So 1, 2, they're up to 18 now. And now the movement goals have changed. So now they're using the other movement thing, but they still want to take victory point hexes if they can. This thing can move 6 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but it can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and take 2 more victory points. And it will. So we're up to 20. We lose the game, by the way, if they're over 24 by the time turn 4 starts. And I don't understand how we're not going to lose this game. This is ridiculously brutal. So after taking VP hexes, they're going to try to open supply line, occupy the hexes they already own. So for example, this one here would try to occupy that hex. And then these 2 over here are in a similar boat, but now they're no longer restricted to the movement thing. So they would go, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. They asked us not to occupy the same spots. Basically, they want to occupy the hexes that belong to them. There is nothing I can do to stop these guys. They go wherever they want, whenever they want. They have more movement than me. They have more strength than me. They have more cards than me. I feel like half the game is missing from the box. And turn 4 is great, because look at all these units that come out. But if they have more than 24, that check occurs at the beginning of the turn, not the end of the turn. Or at least I'm going to check. If it's beginning of the turn, we're screwed. Because they're at 20 points right now, and they're going to get 2 points from Belgorod because we still have another game turn to do. Game turn 3. They're going to get 2 from Belgorod, so that's half of what they need. And then there's 2 right here. Why would they not move from here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. It's game over. That's a loss. And I actually felt like I knew what I was doing on this one. The instructions in section 18 state when to conduct victory checks. So if we were doing the initial assault, which is game turns 1 and 2, so let's say we were playing the initial assault, game turns 1 and 2. The scenario ends in an immediate German operational defeat if the Soviets own Kharkov and the Soviet unit occupies a hex south or west of the Western support line. Holy buckets. We lost so bad. And look at that. 9 or more victory points is a German tactical defeat. 8 or fewer is a victory. We just ended turn 2. They have 20 points. So you tell me how I did. So then we go to this one, which is game turns 1 through 6. 20 points is still a victory for us. Here, game turns 1 through 14. Due to the spring thaw, muddy ground conditions may limit operations on game turns 7 through 13. Great, that's when we're actually going to be doing something. So, the game can end in a victory defeat at the end of any game turn, beginning with game turn 4. So we at least can play until the end of game turn 4. So we got to take back victory points before the end of their turn. So it's at least not the beginning. If the number of Soviet victory points is sufficiently high or low, then the game ends. Compare the current number on the calendar. If the number of VPs equals the German defeat, then of course we lose immediately. And if they have less victory points than listed, then we win. Well, we're going to see. Because we get that big stack of doom. And if I can get them deployed and then actually start taking victory points back to knock them below 24, then it is possible we can eke this game out. That game turn 1 or 2 thing of having only 9 victory points, technically speaking, I did have them down to 9 or less after the first turn. It wasn't until they took Kharkov that things blew up on us really badly. Okay. Well, I'm going to end the video here because we'll start game turn 3 next. We do get some reinforcements. They're all going to be the blue variety, as you can see, but they're going to get more. The Soviets get more because, you know, they don't have enough. So they're going to get a whole lot more. We're going to have to survive game turn 3 somehow. And we can start getting replacements, which that part helps. But I'm going to be spending the whole turn just getting replacements. I'm going to still do nothing. I'm going to basically manage the system and replace some units on my turn in 30 seconds and then manage the system. I know I'm complaining. It's late at night. I'm tired. I'm being grouchy. I apologize. It is a gripe. I don't need to keep repeating it though. So anyways, thank you. And I don't know if I can pull this off. Can I start this again and try another strategy? I don't know. It's just really, really hard. Maybe the way I deployed my yellow units wasn't sufficient to defend. I actually thought certain bridges were going to be a problem, and they weren't. They just went around them. So maybe there's better ways to deploy my yellow units to help me to keep them boxed in. Because that's the thing. You got to keep them boxed in. You can't let them break through. Anyways, as always, stay healthy and safe. And obviously I have to go back to work tomorrow. So that's all the reason why I'm grouchy. But anyways, as always, stay awesome. And thanks for joining me at the table.